What's up, everybody? It's your boy Jeremy Speaks, and I'm coming at y'all again today. Oh, wait, I'm sorry. My bad. Y'all was like, where is that dude at? I'm right here. How y'all doing? It's your boy Jeremy Speaks, and I'm coming at y'all again today with another video. Y'all listen. That was not on purpose. I need y'all to listen. Now, I'm not really surprised at. Also, y'all, are y'all liking the thumbnail for this video? Let me know. I've been trying new stuff with my thumbnail. I found out a new way to make them. So I'm really feeling this thumbnail. You know, I'm feeling like it's giving high quality. It's giving upper echelon. It's giving moving on up, you know. That's how I'm feeling. That's how I'm feeling about it. And hey, everybody, how y'all doing? Hey, friends, let me say hi to everybody. What's up, Sonya? What's up, Gina? What's up? Is it Civil Law? Civil Law 11. What's up, Issa Virgo? What's up, Monique, Geronda, Vicky, Asia, and everybody else who may or may not come in. So for those of y'all who don't know, today was the release date of the Monique interview on Club Shay, right? Now, I'm going to go over every part that stuck out to me, and I'm going to try to go in depth about how I feel. And then after we wrap that up, we're going to talk about other things. I really wanted to make Monique more so the focal point of this video, because beforehand, it was going to be just the combination of everybody. But I'm going to make Monique the focus, and then we can move on to other things thereafter. Is that all right? Is that all right? Let me know. All right, so clicking on the video, you know, we on Club Shay. I see a 6'9" Shannon Sharp with booty tight clothes on like he usually has, and I'm still wondering why this man be buying clothes two sizes too little. But you know what? Uncle Sharp can do whatever he wants because he make way more money than I can ever imagine in my life. You know, so who are me to judge when I'm buying Fashion Nova clothes? You know, so at the end of the day, go ahead. But to the right, we have Monique. Now, for those of y'all who don't know, Monique has a special place in my heart. I love me some Monique. I love Monique. Now, don't you say nothing about Monique, because y'all don't know I love Monique. I grew up on Monique. I am a 90s baby, 95 to be exact. So I grew up on the Parkers. I grew up, you know, Welcome Home Roscoe Jenkins, you know, Fat Girls, you know, Two Can Play That Game. Just Precious, just seeing Monique and everything, the BET Awards. Like, Monique was basically like one of my relatives, so I've always had a very soft spot in my. Hello, can y'all hear me? Give me a second. I accidentally hit the mic. Give me 1 second. Oh, what have I done? Okay. I think I got it. I'm muted. Okay, I'm back. All right, I think y'all should be able to hear me fine now. Okay. I had accidentally hit the mic when I was talking about my love for Monique. My bad, y'all. I can't help myself. All right, I'm back now. All right, so back to what I was saying. So I was saying that, they had started asking Monique how she basically got into comedy. She said that she got into comedy based on her brother having a dare for her to go to the comedy club and do a show. Apparently, her brother had got drunk and had went to the comedy show and had thought he was killing it but wasn't killing a damn thing. And then after that, he came home, him and the bros was talking about it, and she basically told him for 30 minutes what he could have said. And then they said, okay, well, you sound like you know comedy very well, so go down there to the comedy club. So she did, and she had a standing ovation. He had a standing ovation. What's wrong? I thought y'all can hear me now. Why is y'all cutting up in the chat? Can't we be civilized for 1 minute? Damn. Can't we be civilized? Now I know y'all can hear me because I can see the green thing moving. Now I know y'all can hear me. Quit playing. You interrupting the don't make me I'll start going pre-recorded on you hoes, okay? And I'll just start uploading these shits as premieres. That way, I'll make sure won't no mishap happen. All right, so back to what I was saying. So she said that she got her start by, going to the comedy club, and she said that she wanted to experience that over and over again because from when she was a child, she always wanted to be famous because she was the big fat black girl, and she felt like she wanted to see somebody that looked like her represent girls that look like her, right? Which is amazing. I love that. I cannot help but to have so much admiration for Monique. So forgive me, y'all. Forgive me if I come across a little biased. I'm going to try to be unbiased as possible. I'm going to try. All right. Now, back to what I was saying. So after we get into that, we get into her family. She says that she doesn't really have a relationship with her family. She says that, she wishes them well, but she realized that as she became older, she didn't need all of that drama and strife in her life, right? She realized that, having a family that doesn't serve you, having, a family that brings toxicity into your life is not really necessary. And I can 100% agree with that, because I have a very complicated relationship with my family, to be exact. And I'm very, iffy about talking to them. I really keep a very long distance between us. Like, it's really no talking with me. I'm not really here for it. It's like, and a lot of people always want to say in the Black community, this is what, Shannon Sharp had, lamented. He was saying, in the Black community, we say that, anything could fall out, your teeth, your tongue, but not family. Not family. No matter what happens, you got to make it right. And Monique said, but why? Why do I, as a 50-something-year-old woman, a grandmother, a mother, a wife, have to bring toxicity into my family? Bring toxicity into my life just because somebody is related to me? No, it's not giving that. At the end of the day, I can just wish you well on your journey and go about my way and not feel any type of guilt about that, and have love in my heart for you, but just realize that we're at a point in our lives where our lives just don't cross no more, and that's fine. And I 100% agree with that. I was like, yes, Monique. Yes, she is preaching to the choir, because if I echo that statement myself. Like, if somebody is complaining to me about toxic family members that they've given chance after chance after chance to, I'm a cut them off type of person. I'm not going to be like, well, you just need to make it work because, blood is thicker than water. I don't know about none of that. Where I'm from, blood ain't really thicker than water. Blood ain't even thicker than the Lortab pill or a Xanax pill, or any type of, hard drug of any choice, to be exact. But I ain't about to be out here spraying my family members and whatnot. But, like, I was 100% in agreement. Now, Monique said something that I really did. It really made me think, because I was like, at first she was being funny about it, but then she really got into this and she started saying, like, she's been the same person all her life, because Shannon had asked her, is this Monique the same Monique that was back then when you was a little girl? And she said, yeah, it's the same Monique. The only difference is I'm legal, I can cuss. And she says, I remember, baby, back then it was like 10 of them that surrounded me. I was surrounded. She turned into like the comedian real quick. And then he says, well, why was you surrounded? She says, because I told LaJuan that Anthony is not the father of that baby. And then Shannon Sharp says, why would you do that? She says, because it was the right thing to do. I had a girlfriend who had confided in me, and she says that she was in the 11th grade at this time, y'all. The 11th grade. You hoes is out here getting pregnant. Lied about the baby daddy. Don't lie, man. Don't do that. But basically, she said that she was in the 11th grade and this girl confided in her. She was like, I have to tell. She said that she told the girl to her face that she was going to tell. And she said that's exactly what she did. Right? And she said that she believes in having a code of ethics and integrity. She says that being silent, watching somebody get hurt in her presence, is not something that she is going to be a part of. She says that's exactly why we have the community that we have in the world right now, where everybody has a Me Too movement, because people were quiet in the midst of everything happening. People just sat back and just watched people be abused and said nothing. And then, y'all, I was like, wow, I really had to think about it like this. And she was like, well, if you had a friend, Shannon, and they came to you and said, hey, I have like some real deep stuff to talk to you about. He said that he would just keep that in confidence because they came to him in confidence. She said that she would say, first and foremost, before you tell me this information, did you hurt somebody, and did you do something that's going to make me change my perception of who you are in a negative way? If so, I don't want to know it. And because if you tell me, I'm going to make sure that this gets handled the right way. And I could do nothing in that moment but really just stand in awe of, Monique's. I just love somebody that just stands in their like authenticity. I love somebody that just stands in who they are, stand in it, and just with no fear about any type of repercussions. You just do the right thing because you know it's the right thing to do. And I've also had that issue, especially when I was in the military. When I was in the military, y'all, I constantly got my ass chewed up because I would constantly be trying to stand up for people. I would constantly be trying to, speak up when I felt like something was wrong, and I constantly got beat down because of it. And I was like, yes, Monique, yes. And y'all already know what this is about to segue into. Let's get on into it. So first, let's say this. We got it because of this conversation. We got into a snowball of everybody who hurt Monique. Baby, if you hurt Monique, baby, she exposed it on this interview. If like we talk, even if you was the cafeteria lunch lady, even if you was Kelsey, basically, the cafeteria lunch lady, she brought it up on this interview and she went into depth about what y'all did. I want to get started on DL Hughley. Now, some of y'all, I just want to say real quick, hold on. Monique had to apologize for telling that story about DL's daughter because it was not true. Me and my old BFF fell out because her fiance was very religious and was a virgin, and she lied and said that she was when she was a little thought bop. I said, girl, I can't stand in front of God while you lie. Now, I don't know about that. Now, as far as her lying about her body count or about whatever, I don't know if that's equivalent to lying to somebody that they have a child when they don't. I don't really think that that's the case. I would hope that you didn't tell your friend's body count, because at the end of the day, what happens before him is her business. And regardless on if, you know what, I'm gonna leave that alone because this is murky water. Now, I don't really know how bad I personally would feel, if my friend had lied to somebody about being a virgin or about having a low body count, because at the end of the day, as long as you're clean, you ain't out here, you're not out here giving diseases or anything else like that. I don't really find an issue with, you basically keeping your body count to yourself, But I feel like being a virgin is a part of the body count, because what exactly changes you from being a virgin to being a non-virgin? Like, what's the difference between the two? It can't be the hymen, because I know a lot of girls who played, football, soccer, and they hymens got broke playing the sport. So does that not make them a virgin? It doesn't. I don't really understand that. So it's like, it's no difference. Like, the only difference is societal view on a woman's sexual freedom. To me, that's the only difference. Because what would be the difference for me being a virgin and me not being a virgin? At the end of the day, it's like the body is still the same. It's not like I have an extra layer of holy protection on me because I'm a virgin. I know some virgins who virgins in the cooter, but not the throat. They out here giving up head, but they ain't giving up the cooter because they saying that they, it's going to maintain their virginity. Girl, what? So the throat can be the slip and slide, but the coochie can't? How that work? That's how I'm thinking about it personally. So, but for him, it was important that she was. So I feel like, why lie? Okay, well, to me, Well, I do feel like the friend probably okay. We can circle back. We can circle back to this, but I have to continue. Okay, I don't want to. I don't want to. I don't want to. I don't want to get off course. Now, she started off. I'm gonna start off. She started off with DL Hughley. Now, the story that had happened between her and DL Hughley, she said what had happened was, she had went to DL Hughley's, radio show, had a good time. Baby, they was laughing. She was laughing. Everybody, everybody hitting a Steve Harvey laugh, giving very much minstrel show. Not like that, but like it's just a lot of kicks out there. She said, but then at the end of the show, they asked Monique. But she said DL Hughley was not there. It was just his radio staff. She said, they asked her, Monique, would you like to play a game? And Monique said, well, yeah, baby. Oh, yeah. Little do you know Monique love the games. Monique love the games, And then she claimed. Now, this is what Monique said. And this is all alleged. Hold on. This is an allegedly. This is an allegedly. I don't know. Everything that I'm repeating in this is alleged because I'm not Monique. And Monique didn't. I'm not Monique. Monique can only speak her truth. It is not my truth, it's her truth, and I'm only echoing the statements that she said. Okay, I just want that to be clear. All right, so don't be hitting me in my email trying to sue me. All right, so let's get into it. So she said that when they asked to play this game, they asked her a question. They said it's gonna be, would you rather? And then she said, okay, baby, go ahead. And she said, this woman came to her and said, okay, Monique, would you rather your husband sleep with Lee Daniels with a condom or Kareen Steffens, superhead without a condom? And then Monique said, how does this uplift the community? Baby, listen, Monique basically said, if you ain't uplifting the community in the conversation that she's having with you on a public platform, then baby, don't have it. Okay? Don't have it with her. So she said that she had called DL Hughley after this because she was like, well, what are you trying to imply? Now, Monique. Monique. Now, I love you, Auntie. Auntie Mo, I love you. But we not gonna sit here and act like your man does not look like a cuck, that your man don't look like a stag, that your man don't look like he like that, that if y'all both had a man in front of y'all, he wouldn't like it if y'all both take turns, slobbing the knob. That's your man gives me an old nasty bi swinger tease. Slash, he might like getting pegged. That to me, that's what it gives. And I feel like that's probably why she asked that question, because it does kind of give that with Sydney. You know who Sydney low-key look like? Y'all know who Sydney low-key look like? I just thought about it. He looked like Eugene from Married to Medicine. Let me look up Sydney Hicks real quick. Let me see if I'm thinking about the right thing. Sydney was fine back in the day. Now that age got him like, well, I don't know if he looked like, Eugene. Maybe not. Maybe not. Okay, let me open this up in a tab real quick. All right, so I'm gonna put this here so y'all can see some type of visual as we're talking about this stuff. So y'all not just looking at me. Okay, so let me share my screen real quick. All right, hold on. All right. So this Monique, her husband. Hold on real quick. Y'all know one thing I always forget to do is like, do that. Now look, this is Monique and her husband. Her husband. Now, Now she was like, well, what are you trying to imply? What are you trying to imply? And then the woman said, I'm not trying to apply anything, just having fun. So she put the pressure on her, but then she ended up calling DL Hughley and saying, yo friend, yo host is out here basically talking to me, asking me questions about my man having relations between him and another man. And I'm just trying to figure out, how is that respect towards my family? Like, what do you like? How does that work? And then she said that DL Hughley said, yeah, that's just how we do things. And she said, oh, well, that's not how I do things. And then she said it got so heated in that interview that she had to get her attorney to fight to not have that interview reach the light of day. And I was like, I would love to hear that interview, baby. I guarantee you Monique was going off. I want to hear it. Release the interview, Monique. At this point, you told the story. I want to hear the interview. Okay. And then she said that this snowballed into the next thing. She said that after that situation, she had, DL Hughley was going around saying a lot of bad stuff about her in the press, saying a lot of bad stuff about her, about her fighting her fight against, Tyler Perry, and saying that, he would accept this and he would accept that. And she's saying, okay, that's fine if you would accept it, but don't be mad at me because I won't accept it. And I just want to know, why did DL Hughley turn into a little angry gremlin? I don't know. I never really liked DL Hughley. I always thought, back in the day he was kind of fine. I ain't gonna lie. But it's something real, Hotep ignorant ass about DL Hughley that I never really liked. And and also this is a very reactionary type of channel. So what we're gonna do real quick, we're gonna pause this and we're gonna listen to what DL Hughley had to say before I tell the rest of this story. Okay, because I want y'all to hear what DL Hughley gotta say. All right. Now let's go real quick.
Shay is getting messier and messier. It's almost like Wendy Williams didn't go anywhere. She just got a weight set. And so Monique was on. Every time I see Monique these days, she's on doing some greasy ass video with her and her daddy complaining about something or working out. I don't know nobody that work out that much and gain weight unless every crunch you do has got Captain in front of it. But apparently she goes on Club Shay and tells the story about how she came on my radio show and I wasn't there at the time. And my co-host Jasmine Sanders played a game that we played all the time with everybody called Would You Rather. She apparently was so offended by that she said she got off. She called me. Monique did, and she said I was very dismissive, like, Monique's a liar. When Monique did call me, I heard her complaints. I listened to her, and I pulled the segment. So if I had been as dismissive as she alleges I was, that segment would have aired. It didn't because I respected her wishes. She's a liar. It's also befuddles the shit out of me how somebody who, as a comedian, talks as much shit about everybody else as she does, she has the temerity to be offended about anything as much shit as you say about people. Then she encouraged everybody, allegedly it stems from the fact that I used to always talk shit about her on video after video, and she encouraged her sweet babies to look at the video and find them. Do that. Do exactly what she says. And you know what you're not going to find? You're not going to find any evidence of that because Monique is a fucking liar. She's lying about that. But what you will find is Monique talking shit about some alleged contract dispute we had. Look at the ticket. It says DL Hughley, then Monique. She knows the story. But what she did in response to that, she talked about my dog, my wife. This broad even brought out my daughter's personal trauma. My daughter was molested, and Monique brought that shit out and told the world that I allowed my daughter to be raped in front of me. The lying motherfucker. She knows she was lying. And it only stopped when everybody from my family checked her. It's interesting. You know what else you won't see Monique doing? You won't ever see her with her family, videos with her children or grandchildren. because nobody fucks with me. How do you have sweet babies when your own babies don't fuck with you? You love us for real when there's no evidence of anybody loving you for real, except your daddy, who you.
Damn. Woo, shit. Oh, I hit my chest. Oh. 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 Woo. Baby, I'm sorry. I'm
You apparently have to pay. And FYI, daughters are paid for by daddies, not daddies who get paid by their daughters. You know what else you won't see Monique doing? Telling jokes. Monique, if she'd have spent as much time actually writing jokes and writing her Netflix special as she did complaining about not having one, it wouldn't have been trash. It got the worst reviews of any Netflix special in history, because that's what Monique does. She complains and she has grievances. You never see her being a human being. You never see her being sweet and warm to people, except when she's using it to butter somebody up to get something. There's a reason why everywhere she goes, shit starts. Everywhere she goes. How is it that nobody fucks with you, not even your family? How do you, I was on the road, get it. I get it every goddamn week. Look at my schedule versus yours. See how much I'm going. And I still manage to have a relationship that I cherish with my children. Can you say the same? You can't. Because all you do is talk about your grievances and who did you wrong. There's a reason you're by yourself. There's a reason you got to pay a man to love you. It's sad. There's an old adage that says you can't buy love. It's a shame, Monique, that you probably always will have to. Well, Club Shay.
oh, girl. Now I'm gonna be real with y'all. I didn't listen to this before. I didn't listen to this. I had only seen the screenshot. I didn't listen. Damn. Now, what he is saying is correlating with some of the stuff. Now, however, she did say that she had her attorney reach out to him to get rid of the video, to get rid of the interview, which is true. Monique also did say that she does not have a relationship with her older son. That is also true. Monique does not have a relationship with her family. However, now that is kind of to be debated. Now, real quick. Now, I just want to do what he asked of us real quick. I just want to do that to make sure that I'm not leaving anything out. I just want to make sure that I'm on, the right course of action. Give me a second. All right. Now, hold on, child. All right, I'll go to this screen then. I just want to look up DL Hughley talking about Monique, because I want to just see if I can find anything. Because I don't know. I don't know Monique to be no liar now. I don't know Monique to be no liar. Hold on. Let's look. Damn. It's like everybody is sharing this video about him talking about Monique. Okay. So I see DL Hughley goes all the way in on Monique. I see DL Hughley talking about Monique bashing his family. DL Hughley breaks down his conflict with Monique. DL Hughley. Now, I want to see something from years. Okay, so DL Hughley talks about Monique, Netflix, and Donald Trump. So I see one on Radio 1. Okay. All right. Now I just want to filter the results real quick. Let me filter the results. Cause if I could find it that's older, older. That would be. I don't know, Monique. I don't know. Well, then again, we're looking at upload date, which would be today. I don't know. I don't think we can really look into the past for real. That was 5 years ago. Monique's sister checks her over DL Hughley beef. You're killing your career again. Okay, but you don't even have a career. You're known as Monique's sister. But let me continue to read on. I'm sorry. Steve Harvey said his Monique. Okay, so here he is with DL Hughley talking about Monique interview was edited to protect her. This is what DL Hughley is saying in agreement with Steve Harvey on the video. I don't know. I'm pretty sure that they probably have said stuff back and forth, here and there. But I can't really get into it all. But I will say that just because you're not really cool with your family don't mean anything, especially when your family called you. Now listen, when Monique said this about her family, that in her family that she felt overlooked, I also agree with that sentiment, because there was certain times in my life, a lot of times in my life, where I felt overlooked, and on top of that, I was also insulted. Now, growing up, I had a cousin, right? Because at one point I had to go live with my aunt. I had a cousin who I loved dearly. I had a cousin who I always idolized, because I grew up in Las Vegas, but I was born in Florida, which is why the verbiage could get so ratchet and crazy, because it's Floridian blood mixed with West Coast energy. It's a lot. But I was conceived in Vegas, born in Florida. Partially, up until around 8, raised in Florida, and I moved to Las Vegas. When I was in Florida, a cousin from Vegas came to come visit, and I just loved her. I not idolized her. Like, I just looked up to her a lot. I had a lot of admiration. I'm from this real small country at this time, like, where everybody knows everybody, and I'm seeing like this girl from the city, and she's so bold, she's so strong, and she don't really like me. And then when I moved to Vegas, she still don't like me. And I've done so much for you, but you still don't show me respect. So much so that you called me ugly, fat, said that you would never want your son to grow up to be like me. All of that other stuff. But look where we are in 2023. And you want me to mentor your son? You telling me how cute I look in my photos now? Cause a bitch ain't gonna be ugly always, at least for some people. And I could 100% understand what Monique is saying, because she dealt with the same thing in her family. So to feel overlooked in your family to abuse you, and not only that, but she was also molested by her brother, and she felt like everybody in her family just overlooked it. Right? They all overlooked it. So I don't really think that what DL Hughley is saying is like for real, because just because you're not close with your family does not mean, nor does that have a reflection on you as a person, because majority of the people in my life, as I am an adult now, that I brought into my life, friends, my boyfriend, anybody, y'all, Scotty, anybody that I've come into contact with will tell you that I'm a kind person. But let my family tell it, they will tell you I'm probably not. But what did you do to get that reaction up out of me? What did you do to get that coldness from me? So I can 100% understand what Monique is talking about. So when DL Hughley is trying to bring it up as a diss to her, it doesn't really make sense to me. And on top of that, like somebody, now I don't like Monique calling her husband daddy. I don't like that. I don't like that, and I do think that's quite strange. I don't believe in calling somebody daddy that you sleeping with. Is giving me a little bit incestuous, vibes or whatnot. But I don't really know if you can say that like this man is just with her because she's paying him. Because he was there when everybody turned they back on her and she wasn't getting paid anything. And when she was getting paid a lot of money, he wasn't even with her. She was with other motherfuckers. She already said that. She was out here friendly with the pussy. She said that she was. And then when she reached her low point, when she hit that bottom point, her man who she had gotten with had came into her life and stood 10 toes down when everybody had their back towards her. So I don't know if I believe that either. I think that's just a cheap shot to take. I think it's very easy to listen to somebody's story and listen to the traumatic parts in their story and try to take that and turn it back on them. However, I don't agree with Monique bringing up DL Hughley's, child. And, the child basically, getting touched. I don't believe that. I don't believe that she should have did that. I think that was completely out of line. Completely. And I do think it's kind of like a dichotomy of sorts when you are sitting here saying that you're like this mother love, my sweet babies and everything else. And when you hear something that you don't like, or when you experience something that you don't like, you lash out at people and you take these low blows and say these disgusting things. And I also think that it's quite strange how you didn't even mention that in the interview that you said that. But you're talking about taking accountability. How about you take accountability that you brought up this man's daughter as well? I already told y'all, it's equal opportunity reads over here, baby. I love Monique, but I said I was going to try my best to be objective about this. Okay, so I'm not going to say one person is more wrong than the other as far as this goes, because I feel like this got real personal, and for what reason, I don't know. And as far as the contract thing goes, Monique showed her contract, and you know what? Hold on. Let's go back. Let me go back, because Monique shows her contracts for DL Hughley. You can't view the photo. I'm gonna go to the images. Let me see. Oh, Rolling Loud took a screenshot. Rolling Loud said, "Okay, baby, don't worry about it. I will screenshot it." Okay, so I'm trying to see the I'm gonna pull it up for y'all too. We gonna see. I just want to see the contract. That's all I want. I just want to see the contract. That's all I want to see. Where's the contract? Where's the contract, Monique? I want to see the contract. I just want to see the contract. Open. Okay. Okay, so what Monique had said in the interview. Now, before we get into this, so this is the story that Monique is saying. Monique is saying after the whole interview debacle with her and DL Hughley, they were both booked on the show. She was booked as the headliner. She said that, that what DL Hughley did was put out a memorandum. But the memorandum is just a statement of what you would like. That's what she said. But she said the contract that was signed was contractually locking in Monique herself as the headliner. But she said that as she was going, and she said that she didn't even think, I mean, I'm gonna just put this in my own words. I don't think that she thought that DL Hughley was going to be at the venue anymore, because when she showed with, like, he showed up at the last minute, while she was already up. And then, at the end of her segment, they're saying that he's going to be going on now, when she thought that she was closing the show. So therefore it turned into him being a puss, him having all of these, you a puss ass, all of that type of stuff. And then it just snowballed, baby. It snowballed. But what DL Hughley did was show us the deal memorandum. So she said the deal. So this is what Monique echoed into her interview. She said that a deal memorandum is not the same thing as a contract. She said that the deal memorandum, you could claim all the stuff that you want to have or you would like to have. Doesn't mean that that's what's going to happen, So it says status confirmed. Artist DL Hughley, loan out producer, 5 Tims Productions, engagement venue, Fox Theater, date of engagement, May 28th, 2022. Deal, additional provisions. Artists be highest paid artists on the show. Artists to have approval of lineup and running order of show. Lineup DL Hughley closing. Monique Ada Rodriguez in local radio station host. Purchasers are mitigating exposure to COVID-19 by limiting all catering services which require food handling. Therefore, offers are all inclusive. Should artists desire extensive food and beverage service, it will need to be supplied. Purchaser to provide local professional ground transportation. All payments shall be paid by purchaser in USD unless otherwise mentioned. So that's a memorandum. Like, I want to see the contract. That's what I want to see. I want to see the contract. That's what I want to see. So let me try to find the contract. So it looks like as we go into this, I'm going to have to go back and forth to try to cross check what what said. So hold on. So it says in this one, it says that this is from Rolling Loud. It says Monique shows her contract for DL Hughley, and it's loading. It's loading. I'm wondering, is this ever gonna load? Baby, is it ever gonna load? Why is Rolling Loud not trying to show the receipts? They showing everything but the receipts, y'all. Look, let me show you what I'm talking about. I want to see the receipts. Why are we showing everything but the receipts? They showing everything. They blocked out all the images. Oh, no, they didn't. My bad. I thought I was looking up here. My bad. So it says, so like Monique says, the real DL Hughley, there were some of you who were fooled by the smoke and mirrors of DL posting his deal memo versus his performance agreement. Here is my performance agreement, and here are emails and texts confirming that as per usual, I'm going to always keep it real and honest with my people. If you notice, mine has signatures and DL does not. What type of ironclad agreement doesn't have the signatures of the participant involved? Apparently DL Hughley's, LOL. Now you told me to check with my management, and this is what I've come up with. So how I do? Perhaps you should have taken your own advice, because I'm sure your team would have advised you against trying to pass a deal memo off as a contract. To those who were thought a deal memo was the same as a performance agreement, especially some comedians, this is how we're constantly taken advantage of. So let me see this. Hold on. I can't really click into this. Okay, so it says this is not making sense to me, because I don't really see a contract. Okay, so I guess we'll start reading here. So it says new day. Hi again. Thank you so much for everything attached. Please find the ROS for Saturday. Blessings to you all. So it says, do new day, Saturday, May 28th, showtime 8 p.m. Doors open 7, load in 11 a.m. Venue Fox Theater, 2211 Woodward Avenue, Detroit, Michigan 48201. Artist is Josh Adams, Ada Rodriguez, DL Hughley, and then Monique. Okay, hi Stephanie. Can Monique do the call at 2 still? Okay. The real DL Hughley, there was some of you who were fooled by the smoke and mirrors of DL posting his deal memo versus his performance agreement. I ain't gonna even lie to y'all. Real quick. Hold on. I don't know what to believe. Okay, so now it's saying that like DL Hughley is at the bottom, but his time is still before Monique's, because his is from 3 to 3:30. Monique's sound check is from, well, this is a sound check. Well, this is the show schedule too. I don't know. So I'm saying like, I don't know. I don't know, y'all. I'm confused. So Monique posted both of these. So did they like do a switch or something like at the last minute? Later in the long message to her fans, Monique said that the questionable contracts are how comedians often get exploited. To those who were out there who thought that a deal memo was the same as a performance agreement, especially some of the comedians, this is how we're constantly taken advantage of by the business. Monique said. Monique demanded that Hughley produce the contract with his signature on it. He has yet to respond. Well, maybe because contracts have confidentiality agreements, but I don't necessarily see a contract. Oh well, Monique definitely showed her contract. I guess I skipped over that. Let me look, girl. So it says performance agreement. Monique Hicks, aka Monique. This agreement, made on 28th day of March 2022, is between Hicks Media Incorporated, blah blah blah, engagement purchasers hereby engages talent, and talent hereby accepts such engagement to perform 1 30-minute to 45-minute concert show engagement. Talent shall be the headliner of the show and the closing talent of the show, of which talent shall not perform later than 1 hour of performance time after the start of the show. Oh, well, it looked like she was, looked like she the, I mean, it looked like she the headliner to me. I see her performance agreement that got signatures on it. Yes, it's true. Monique, thank you for the super chat, Kim Cat. Monique went on the Oprah Winfrey show in 2009 and confirmed that she was estranged from her parents, and Monique has lied in the past. You mean Monique's family? I mean, like, I can have a fan. Like, I don't, when it comes to, when it comes, how it sounded was a promoter, the thing is, no one has to work with you if y'all don't get along. Monique has a disagreement with somebody and she just takes it too far. She loses her jobs because of it. They still arguing over who was supposed to go first for a concert that happened a lifetime ago. That is very true. That is very true, but I'm saying that, like, what Monique is saying is right. Like, I'm saying, like, it's kind of hard to gauge what's the right, response when what she's saying is technically correct. Now, I'll move on from that. So we already see what kind of snowballed into that. We move on next to her talking about how there's people, y'all, and I'm like, there's people in the media that are talking about her, that has so much to say about her. Now, I'm gonna say this. Miss Thing has a very good ability to basically, what's the word I'm looking for? She has a very good ability to do nice, nasty reads, because this is when she brought up Tiffany Haddish. She said that Tiffany Haddish basically dissed her and said that, she ain't going through what she going through. She getting paid just fine. And at least she ain't got no husband that's holding her back. And this is, just a rough, statement of what she said that Tiffany said. And then Monique hit Tiffany back. And now was the time to hit Tiffany back, because Tiffany is struggling. Tiffany is hitting it rough. Baby girl, you was on top of the world for a minute. I never liked Tiffany Haddish. I'm gonna be honest with you. I always thought that she gave me the same energy that dude be giving. Y'all know that big buff dude who be showing his gums and, like, chewing on chicken inside of restaurants with the fanny pack. That's the same energy I get from watching Tiffany Haddish. That level of cringe. Just like, I liked her on Girls Trip, but outside of that is giving, she's just giving, you can't take this bitch nowhere, right? Now, she said that, Tiffany should hope to have a husband like Sydney, because maybe if she did, she wouldn't have two DUIs right now. And I was like, well, damn. I was like, load up the Mack trucks. Monique out here reading the girls. I was like, Monique. I was like, y'all. When I heard that, it was giving. It's giving. Oh, it's like, damn. That's a hard ass read. Then the next thing that we got into, now, y'all, we already know this whole story. Okay, and this is majority of what I honestly feel like the interview was about people wronging Monique and Monique wanting people to be held accountable. Now, we'll start off with Lee Daniels. So this is a story on how she said Precious happened. Now, she said that her and Lee Daniels were friends. She said Lee Daniels had called her up one day and had said, bitch, I got a fucking amazing script for you and you gotta play it. It's crazy. And she said, well, give me the script. Let me read it, baby. She said that she got to page 10 and called him. And, she was like, girl, what the fuck you got me reading? And he was like, bitch, I know. If you act in this, girl, this movie is going to blow up. And she agreed. Mind you, when he got her to get on this film, it was an independent film. So when she signed for the independent film, she had got paid $50,000 because it was independent. Her friend wanted her to play in it. And, she was, felt like she was doing him a favor. So she completed the film. She was reading the film, y'all. She was not reading the film, but she completed the film. She went about her day, doing her own things. She had completed the voiceovers, doing the little after effects after the movie wraps that you got to do, like the little voiceovers and stuff like that. I don't know anything about that. I could not tell you what they were talking about. But afterwards, basically, what she said was like, she also completed the US media tour, press tour for it. But then she says that when Tyler Perry and Oprah got involved, that's when the movie was sold. And when the movie was sold, that's when, that's when Lionsgate came into play, and she said that that's when they wanted her to promote and Kane overseas. And Monique was at a point where she had just got done with the movie. She had just got off tour. The Monique show was still on at the time, so she just took a break from that. And on top of that, she was really trying to spend time with her children because she had toddler children at the time. But they wanted her to basically go to Kane. So she said that they called up, Sydney, who's basically her representation. And she said that they told Sydney, we would love for Monique to go to Kane to, press, do the press conference, the press tour, because she did such an amazing job at the press tour in the US. And, Monique said, thank you, baby. But at the end of the day, I'm just trying to, be at home right now and, spend time with my family. She said that they offered her a bigger room, a bigger venue, for her to, stay at while she's there. She said that Monique then said that Sydney had asked, what's the dollar signs attached to this? Now, at this point, Lionsgate is saying dollar signs pay you to, work and go to Kane to promote this movie. You've already been paid. Monique's point of view was like she was already paid, and she fulfilled her contractual obligations, which is why she was never sued. They wanted her to do free and extra work, and the $50,000 press tours for the US was already considered into that amount. There were no extra fees added for an unexpected international press tour. So Monique said no. After that, they basically had and then she said that they had asked at this point, is the man on the phone her attorney? She said that Sydney responded, no, I'm not her attorney. She said that Sydney told them that she's her husband, her representation. So they just tried to chop that up as a difficult husband. And I was like, Sydney, you should have lied and said you was an attorney. That's what you should have did. You just should have said you the attorney. Okay? Now, after that, or have an attorney partner up with you on the line to be like, okay, well, me and Monique's attorney are here. Like, I don't know. I just feel like attorney and your husband should be going hand in hand. Like, does your husband have like a law degree? Does he have like, an experience in contractual obligations and entertainment? Like, how that work? Because we tried to read a contract just based on our rough knowledge, and it was pretty rough for us, we the peoples. So I can't even imagine. Well, it wasn't an entertainment contract. It was Nicki Minaj's, debt contracts, for her homes. But it was even hard for us to understand that, right? So I'm just trying to understand, like, it's giving, maybe it's okay for your husband to be your representation, but he should have this being communicated through an attorney. Maybe that would be more succinct. That's what I think. That, to me, that's what it sounded like from that statement alone. Now, at that point, she said Oprah called her. And she said that she had a conversation with Oprah. She said that Oprah called her and basically, they had a conversation, and she basically said Oprah would you work for free? Oprah said, no, girl, I wouldn't. And she says, okay then. She said Oprah understood, said that she understood and everything else. And she said that they got off the phone. She thought they were sisters. I was like, damn, if everybody in the entertainment industry is not Monique's sister and brother. I was like, baby, if build your own family is not a term, it's Monique. To be honest, no actors get paid for press. Since you got your degrees and you think you know everything, most of us don't want a daddy husband, but I ain't mad at Mo for getting in Tiffany A, right? I'm not mad at her either. Now, let's continue. Now she said that Tyler Perry called her. She said that, Tyler wanted her to do it. She said no. She said at some show or some backstage thing that was going on, she said that, she was backstage with her security. Tyler Perry wanted her to come to his dressing room. In his dressing room, there was a whole bunch of people, whole bunch of staff. She's basically saying that, Tyler Perry had Medea's wig curler, Medea's makeup artist, Medea, manicurist, Medea, stylist. Everybody was in there for Medea and Tyler Perry. She said that when she got in there, Tyler Perry snapped and everybody scattered like roaches, like rats. That's what she said. She said that she was shocked at how everybody scattered. She said, this is a bad mamma jamma. How he's able to snap his fingers and everybody clear out. Now, she said that after he snapped, her security tried to leave. And she said, hold on, baby. You work for Monique, not Tyler Perry. Stay where you at. You good, baby. Hold on. And then she said that her and Tyler Perry had a conversation about her doing the press conference. Well, not the press conference, the press tour. And she said she lamented the same statement. She said that I'm not going to work for free. That was not in my budget. That was not, something that we talked about or agreed upon, so I can't, really do that. And then after that, to be honest, no actors get paid for press. I don't know. I need to look into that. Let me look real quick. Do actors get paid for press tours? So I see I'm looking on Quora because I don't think there's anything that really has this. So it says, are actors paid extra money for their press tours? And it says for the same movie, they're okay. For the same movie, there are hardworking actors running many press campaigns while their co-stars do less press work. So will they get different payment for their work? Somebody said, I'm sure it's laid all out in the contracts. Those conditions are discussed and established in their initial contracts, so it depends. A big name actor doing a couple interviews might get paid more for their time than a less established actor doing a full press junket. But their pays are going to differ overall for the same reasons, likely to the same degree, so it's not like the difference is really coming from the press tour. They don't get paid specifically for those press tours. Their contracts just list that what they are obligated to do, and their agents argue for their pay based on those obligations before the contract is signed. So to me, it does sound like they are paid for press tours. However, it's not them going to the press tour and getting a check for each place that they go to. It's stated within their contract, meaning that if you agree to this certain amount of money, then you need to fulfill these obligations in the contract, including doing this press tour. And that's what she did. She did the press tour for the US. She did, she completed the film. She did her things. But when it came to doing a press tour in the international realm, that was not included in the contract, therefore not included in the compensation, because if it was, they would have negotiated a different price. So I understand what Monique is saying. Are y'all following me? Now I'm just now don't like you ain't gotta listen to me. I'm just a double major graduate from business school, strong business school to be exact, business analysis and market research. Now, that's just how I interpret it. Now, why didn't anyone else say no to the press tour? I mean, because everybody else that was doing the press tour were like, newer actors. That's why. Gabby Sidibe had just got into the industry. As far as like Mariah Carey, I don't really remember Mariah Carey doing a lot of press for that, for this, movie at all, to be honest. I remember her doing some press, but she was not like all over every interview and doing, all of these things. So Monique was the second biggest name on the billet, So her, having a different, different specifications from somebody who's newer into the industry, that makes sense. You can't really compare what she would do versus what that's like saying, okay, if Beyonce, why would Beyonce now? I'm not saying that Monique is Beyonce. Now I'm just saying like comparing the level of where the career is at, because we're talking about Monique at this time. The Park is Monique. Welcome Home Roscoe Jenkins Monique. Monique Fat Girls. All of these Monique did a lot of stuff. Hosting the BET Awards, Monique did this. Monique had said that she was averaging $1 to $3 million every year. Period. She always had a constant state of income. Queens of Comedy Monique. Like, you can't really compare her to Gabby Sidibe, who just came into the entertainment industry and had got her first movie that was independent. So Monique said, okay, I have other stuff to do, and on top of that, I actually want to spend time with my family. If you want me to do this, then you're going to need to compensate me, because this was not an obligation in the contract. This was not negotiated prior to the contract being signed. So at this point, she says that Tyler Perry agreed. They dapped it up. She hugged him. She walked out the room. She thought, that's my brother, but it started to come into play when, she was hearing around in the industry that she was difficult. And it was only 1 to 2 people that could be saying that, and it would be Lee Daniels, Tyler Perry, and Oprah Winfrey. She said that she had called up Tyler, and she said that Tyler had, first started saying that he would never try to ruin her career. He would never do anything to inhibit her success, or whatever the case may be. But as he kept on talking, she eventually heard him, basically low-key admit to being the contributor in this rumor. Like, you basically did start the rumor. And he apologized, and he basically said that he had violated her and all of these other things. She has a recording of it that multiple people have claimed and have, I have not heard this recording. Like, I do not have that much time in my hands to be listening to long ass, conversation between Monique and Tyler Perry. And that's old T. I wasn't on YouTube at the time, so there's no reason for me to scale back. At that time when Monique was talking about that, I was in the military, or I was graduating high school. So I was not thinking about that, because I think Precious came out when I was like in the 10th or the 11th or maybe the 12th grade. I think it came out maybe when I was like in the 9th or 10th, maybe. But I would imagine that the conversation that she's referring to happened like sometime after that, like maybe a year or two after. So I was busy. But Shannon Sharp confirmed that he had heard Tyler Perry say this. And he kind of uncomfortably confirmed it because, he doesn't really want to get into, any issues between him and other people. But, Monique was really pressing him on doing what's right. So he did admit that he heard that. And She kept on telling him, look at the camera, baby, and say it. Like, she was basically like, let these people know Auntie Monique ain't lying. It was giving very much that. Monique has a very dominant energy. She has a very way of strong arming a conversation. They'll never make me dislike Aunt Monique. They'll never ever make me dislike Monique. I'm sorry. I see where she is coming from. But if the people who are paying you ask you to do something for your job that all actors do for real and you don't, then yeah, people are going to have opinions. But my thing is, if you wanted me to do that, then you should have made sure that was in the contract. You had it in the contract for me to do the US press tour. But because the movie had got so successful, they ended up selling the movie to Lionsgate. And then Lionsgate wanted Monique to do a press tour in the international realm. But originally when Monique signed the contract, it was an independent film. So just because you sold the movie, don't mean that you sold Monique. If you want me to do additional work outside of the contract negotiations and obligations, then you'll need to pay me addition to what we signed. Because that's not you asking me, that's not you paying me to do my job. Because let's be clear here. Lionsgate didn't pay Monique. Oprah didn't pay Monique. Tyler Perry didn't pay Monique. Lee Daniels paid Monique. Lee Daniels paid Monique when this movie was independent. And Monique fulfilled all of her obligations as this was an independent film. Just because you sold an independent film does not mean that now I'm obligated to fulfill obligations in addition to what I had already signed on my contract. You get what I'm saying? That does not make sense. Not asking you to go to McDonald's for me, then yeah, it actually is because the job requires it. So yeah, she is kind of difficult. I don't understand your viewpoint, Marlo. I don't understand your viewpoint. The thing about it is what Monique is saying. This is what Monique is saying. Because people are Black artists, right? Because people are Black artists, they get less, than their white counterparts. And when she says less, she means less professionalism, less money. This would have never happened to a white counterpart. If it did, it would, like, that person wouldn't be deemed as difficult. If Angelina Jolie decided not to do something that was not negotiated in her contract, they would not blackball Angelina Jolie. They would not blackball Brad Pitt. They would not blackball those people. But because Monique would not agree to the peer pressure of something that's not in her contract, she's viewed as difficult. Okay, why is it difficult if you want me to travel for free on my own dime to another country to do stuff outside of what we agreed upon? You didn't agree with me to sell this movie. You didn't agree with me to sell this to Lionsgate. So therefore, just because you sold this movie to Lionsgate does not mean that now because you did that and Lionsgate wants to make this an international press tour, that now I have to drop everything that I'm doing and go do this press tour, even though it was not negotiated in my contract. I don't understand. Maybe because I have a different frame of thought when it comes to business. I don't know. But to me, what Monique says still to this day makes sense. Can't pick and choose when a contract matters. It's legally binding. She wasn't. And the thing is, what Marlo is saying is like, okay, if it wasn't in your contract, okay, we weren't paying you to do it. Everybody else does it. And why won't you do it? And that's the question that Monique is saying. Why would I do that? Just because everybody else is doing it? And might I add, when she says everybody else, she just means Gabri Sidibe and the rest of these new coming actors in this movie. Because this would never happen in a actual movie that, that has a whole studio behind it and a whole, a whole A-star, high ranking acting guild with it. So no, that does not make sense. If they wanted you to do it, like for A-list actors, if they want you to do something, they're going to make sure it's always in your contract, because they know that they can't force an A-list actor to do something that they don't want to do. They can get the blackest, they can get you blackest to do it. They can force you blackest to do it. They can power you blackest to do it, because come on, just do it. Go do it. You should be lucky to even have this opportunity. You black, you a blackie. That's what it's giving. Extra, you are going to do what I asked you to do because you are here and but the thing is, she's not getting paid, Marlo Corner. That's what I'm saying. She's not getting paid. She was not getting paid. That was the point. She said if she did get paid, she would have done it. She fulfilled all of her press. She did the press tour. They wanted her to do an additional press tour after they sold the movie to Lionsgate. And that was not in her contract negotiations, because if it was, she would have negotiated for a higher price. It wouldn't have been 50,000, it probably would have been 75, or it probably would have been 60. It would have been extra money. All of that stuff costs more money. Yes, because it's the industry standard. No, it's not. In the industry, what you're doing is negotiated in your contract. These actors are not doing anything just out of the kindness of their heart. If you think that they are, you are sadly mistaken. These A-list actors have ironclad contracts. They won't do anything if it's not in there. They're not doing anything for free because they know that they have more worth than that. When it comes to the black actors, that's when you can try that stuff. That's the issue here. That's the issue. A lot of independent films are this way. If you want a list treatment, then don't do independent films. At the end of the day, this was her first independent film. I don't at this point, I don't really know what else to say. I feel like we just don't agree, and that's okay. And she accepted, and she said she accepted the $50,000. No issue at all. Even though that the movie was sold and got even more money than what they anticipated, they still never went back and compensated those people for more money. They never went back and compensated, Monique or any of those other actors. They just took what they got because when they signed on, this film was independent. A majority of the independent films I come across don't usually get picked up for international or get picked up by a studio. I don't know. I'm saying from my experience as a manager, my original post got cut off. Okay, understandable. All right, so at this point, she says that a lot of people have a hard time, basically accepting the truth. She said a lot of people basically have a hard time holding their friends accountable, speaking up when their friends are wrong. And she brings up that so many people have so many negative things to say about T.S. Madison. But she said when T.S. Madison came to her to do her show, she did it with no issue. And she said that T.S. Madison said that Lee Daniels is my friend, Monique. She said, baby, Lee Daniels is wrong. And if that's your friend, then you should be able to tell your friend that they wrong. And then she said, fine, I'm going to call him and I'll let him know. She said that after that conversation between her and T.S. Madison reached out to Lee Daniels. She said that Lee Daniels then reached out to Monique, and Lee Daniels then issued a public apology to Monique as She asked he should because he knew that he was wrong. He knew what he did. And you know what? I never heard that. I never seen this public apology that Monique is referring to when she said Lee Daniels did a public apology. I want to see it. So let me look real quick. Lee Daniel apologizes to Monique. Okay. All right. So let me share my screen real quick because I want to see this. Give me 1 second. Let's look and see. Oh, y'all, I ain't breaking this down. Like y'all know, I like to like cross reference and get into like the nitty gritty of it all. I really like to like look into what people are telling me to see if it's true or not. Not saying that it can't be. I'm just saying that I just like to cross reference. So, Lee Daniels finally apologized. Okay, so this is a Campfire video. Hopefully it's okay if I play it. Hold on. Let me put it on here real quick.
I love you, you bitch. I love you. Bitch, I love you more. Is this an April Fool's? Please tell me ain't no motherfucking April Fool's. This is so goddamn real. This is so motherfucking real. I'm shaking. That's how it looks. You and I, along with some other amazing people, made magic. And I don't ever want us to lose that magic again. Well, let me tell you. Sometimes in life, you get caught up, you know? When you a nigga and you come from nothing, you get blinded by some shit. And it took me a long time to realize. I am so sorry for hurting you in any way that I did. Y'all, she was my best friend. My best friend. Y'all think that Precious was just, that was God working through both of us. And we gonna fucking do it again. I love you. I love you. I love you, Staten Island.
Well, it looked like what can I also just say this too? That big shout out to Kempire. Kempire been doing this a long time, y'all. Now it took me some time to realize who Kempire was. Not because I didn't know him, but because connecting the Kempire that I see now versus the Kempire that I kind of like watched growing up, I didn't really connect those two entities. You know what I'm saying? Like Kempire used to do like radio interviews, like he interviewed Oprah. He used to interview people from 702. He interviewed Mila, some other people, R&B acts and stuff like that. And I used to always love to listen to those like interviews because I was really deep when I used to watch R&B divas and stuff like that back in the day. I had no idea that Kempire is the same Kempire that was really popping now. And it just goes to show you, if you have like commitment and consistency in what you're doing, it's gonna pop at some point. Look at him now. Shit, he found his niche, he found his niche, and he's like working it. Love that. But yeah, Lee Daniels definitely apologized. He definitely felt like he was wrong, and I feel like, why would he apologize if he felt like he was right? I'm hearing all of this, and I wouldn't want to work with Monique either. Okay, good thing you probably don't have to. Lee Daniels is a snake. Best friends with friends like that, baby. Listen, Friends like that. And I low-key feel like Lee Daniels, and this is my personal belief. Now y'all can believe what you want to believe. Y'all can believe what y'all want to believe. I believe that because of Lee Daniels, let me make sure. Let me see what time period this happened. This happened in 2022. Okay, I'm okay. So my guess is right. So I feel personally that what happened is Lee Daniels started to really feel like he was getting a karmic response from how he did Monique. And I feel that, at the time when he was going through a lot, dealing, with the cancellation of with the cancellation of Star, Empire ending, then that whole thing with Jussie Smollett, he was just in a whirlwind of mess. And it started to look more harder. It started to look like he wasn't good to work with at this point. He was like, well, wait a minute. Wait, hold on. Now I'm used to just lying on Monique and just Monique being the one that's difficult to work with. Not y'all side-eyeing me. Not y'all looking at me crazy. Not y'all having, difficulties working with me. Wait a minute. That's not what I signed up for. And because of the conversation that he also had with T.S. Madison, I feel like it caught him at a vulnerable moment when he was like, already feeling like, what did I do to deserve this? And then he got a reminder, right? So at this point, he realizes that, his empire is starting to crash, which it kind of did because we don't really hear a lot from what Lee Daniels is doing nowadays. But he realizes that because Monique was the same person that kickstarted his career for real because of the success of Precious, if he used Monique again and got another blockbuster like he did the first time, he would be able to redo the same success. To me, that's how I'm looking at it. Let me know if y'all thinking the same thing I'm thinking, because that's the way I'm looking at it. People don't be caring until it happens to them. I'm for sure nobody would be okay with how she was treated. Exactly. Like when you reaching hard times, when your shows is getting canceled and they're ending and people are like taking a step back from you because one of your star artists is out here, acting like he got attacked by Trump supporters, then I'm gonna have to just take a step back. And so now you want to like rethink what you did and apologize to Monique because of where you're at in your life right now. And although I'm happy Monique got that apology, it just feels very convenient now that you're offering her a role to do this movie that you say that y'all are gonna do this magic again after you kind of like got canceled and your shows ended. It just seemed to me very convenient. Now, the next portion that we need to talk about is between her and Tyler Perry. Now, she said that in order for her to forgive Tyler Perry, y'all. Now, I truthfully don't. Now, my confusion on this. I'm mad Star was I think everybody was mad that Star was canceled because it was getting such high ratings. Like, it was such a really good show. But because of the backlash from what Jussie did, it kind of sat in how twisted, into that Lee Daniels was, how he was like, putting himself at the forefront as like, Jussie Smollett's representative. And then people starting to suspect that Lee Daniels told Jussie to do this or had something to do with it. And everybody just backed away from him. Monique always look good. I love Monique. Look, don't make me start standing. But listen. But yeah. Yeah, everybody took a step back from him and like they canceled the show because they didn't want any type of connection. I agree. It is really how she handles situations. It is a way to do things, not continue the drama, and she never takes that route. Lord, when she said Tyler Perry be clapping off his employees, child, when all I heard was Lord when they said Tyler be clapping, I did not know what was gonna come next in that sentence, but I'm happy that you were PG-13 because I didn't know where that sentence was gonna go. Not likable in what way, Miss KK? What she said was true. Her delivery is trash. She's not very likable. Daniel comes off as a straight liar. He is. That's a good angle. Don't forget Dame Dash ambushed Lee Daniels over money he owed Dame. Lee was going, yes. When I tell y'all he was going through it left and right. Left and right. Left and right. Baby Lee Daniels was going through it. He was getting his comeuppance. He was getting his comeuppance. And if you ask me, Tyler Perry and Oprah Winfrey are both dealing with theirs currently. Tyler Perry, are we just gonna act like, are we just gonna act now? This is all alleged. This is just an opinion. Are we gonna act like Tyler Perry did not pay off Christian Keys, and that's why Christian Keys ain't said nothing else? Christian Keys sounding off an alarm to say, give me some money. And we ain't heard nothing else from Christian Keys. Christian Keys hasn't filed a police report. Christian Keys hasn't sued nobody. Christian Keys hasn't done nothing because Christian Keys wanted to get paid. And that's exactly what happened. And I guarantee you, every time Christian Keys needs money from this point on, Tyler Perry gonna be paying it. I guarantee you he gonna be paying it. He gonna be paying it because Christian Keys, you know what? Let me not. I don't want to. I don't want to like start. You know, I don't want to get ignorant and like politically incorrect. But yeah. Tyler Perry's paying for it in his own ways. Oprah paying for it in her own ways. Oprah was trying to start a whole production company, I believe. I think she was trying to start like her own like studio company or something like that based on the success of Color Purple. And the Color Purple is flopping. And everybody's looking at Oprah like, ma'am, you're shady. You're shady. If her delivery was soft, it wouldn't make a difference. So she might as well say it how it is. And I'm saying though, what has being soft and kind in your delivery? How has that worked for us as Black people? It's definitely not working for Taraji. She crying right now. It's not working for Viola Davis. It's not working for Angela Bassett. It's not working for a lot of girls. Octavia Spencer. It's not working. It's not working. It's not. Being like trying to say things the nice way don't work. Don't work. If the two black male streets of the world, meaning Angela Bassett and Viola Davis, both have like all the same issues to this day, then why do we think that, why do we think that being nice about it is gonna. Monique is a stereotypical Black, angry Black female. I know I have been fighting the stereotype my whole life. Before people meet me, they assume I will be difficult, argumentative, brass, and basically Monique. But does Monique have a reason to be angry? Why is that's a question I really want us. That's the question I really want us to like really know. Like, does Monique have a reason to be angry? Is the question. Does she have a reason to be angry? Does she not? I feel that she does. I feel that she does. I think she does. Monique doesn't come off angry to me. She's tired of being played. They didn't want more of that energy. And that's something else that she said in an interview. Monique said that all of these, what y'all saw me go through is when I didn't deserve it. I didn't deserve to be blackballed. I didn't deserve to lose everything that I had because I said no to a press conference. This got ugly when y'all affected my money. If you're taking $10 million out of my life, that if you're taking millions that I could be earning, and now I'm living check to check, how can I not be angry? How can I not take this personally? How can I not? I was averaging I was averaging up to 3 million a year before I did Precious. Now after Precious, and when Lee Daniels and Oprah Winfrey and Tyler Perry comes into my life, now all of a sudden I'm difficult and I can't even get a job now. I've been working in this industry since the early 90s. Why is it now that I'm considered difficult? We don't do it enough, hun. I'm not talking about the extreme stuff. But when it comes to industry disputes, yes, there's a way to argue your point so that people are open to hearing you. My question is this. Why? Okay, so what way is that? What way is that, Marlo? And tell me who has it work for. That's all I want to know. What way is that? And tell me who has it work for. I'll wait. What way do you need to do that? And what way and who has that work for as a black woman in this industry of acting? I want to know. I would like to know that. I would like to see that. I would like to see that. Y'all remember Boots? Okay, Boots. I want to see you back me into a wall. I would like to see that. Like, who has it work for? How many, yes, sir, no, sir, yes, sir. Let me whisper it. Let me just try to be as nice and docile as possible. Who has that work for? Who has it work for? If the biggest ones that are still active in the industry are still fighting for their their correct payments. You like Viola Davis, Gabrielle Union, Angela Bassett, Taraji P. Henson. And now, because Taraji P. Henson has made it a point to say that, like, they're not paying me. And I don't know how much more of this I could take. I tried to be respectful. And it got so much, she tried to be so respectful, so much so to the point that she told Monique in the midst of this starting to happen on the Monique show in the back room, in the dressing room. This is what Monique said. She said, Monique, just wait until the time happens, till you do start getting paid. And skip forward years later, now Taraji is crying, saying that it does not happen. You want me to type all of this? I just want you to type 3 to 4 names. That's it. Type 3 to 4 names. It could just type 3 to 4 names. Because Regina Hall, Regina King, all the A-list actresses are saying the same things. There shouldn't even be a point to argue because these women should just be treated and paid right. Exactly. And then why do I have to be nice about it? All I want to know is what is this this delivery that they need to have, and who has it work for? Just let me know. Who has the delivery work for that you're talking about? That's an actress, A-list, that we all know and love. Like, I want to hear this. I want to hear the names, because I guarantee you those actresses are still not getting paid what they're worth. That is the wrong way to think about it. It's not a yes sir mentality. Okay, I just need you to tell me at this point, Marlo, what is the delivery and who has it worked for that's an A-list black actress that's in the industry? Who has it worked for? Because all of them are saying the same stuff. But the thing is, yeah, they don't want to work with Monique. But the thing is, the people that they are working with, they're not paying them well either. The people that they want to work with, those black women, are not getting paid well. And they're being nice. They're not being difficult and still not getting paid. That's the thing. Which one? Might as well speak up if you're not going to get paid. Unless we just got to stay quiet and take the scraps just so we can survive. You know, like this is an episode of Good Times. We got to scratch and survive. You know, that's what it's giving. You know, but besides the point. Moving on. So she talks about Oprah. So she talks about Tyler Perry. My bad. So she says for her to forgive Tyler Perry, and this is what I was saying. I don't know, to be honest, what I'm just trying to figure out why the standard of the forgiveness is different. That's what I'm trying to understand with Monique. So Monique says that she needs to be compensated for all of the money and the damages that she has had and she has lost during Tyler Perry and Oprah destroying her career, telling people not to work with her, all of that. So Monique said that she was making $3 million per year, and it was increasing. She said that when they put that word out, baby, she wasn't making nothing. You hear? So at this point, she's saying that she wants monetary compensation for everything that she lost in the time frame of the blackball. And she said that she wants that from Tyler Perry and she wants that from Oprah. And baby, I'm just gonna be honest with you. I think Christian Keys got Tyler Perry money locked up. I think Tyler Perry money tied up right now. I think, you know, Christian Keys has become a sugar baby at this point. Christian Keys got that money tied up since you ain't getting it. You might as well forgive and move on because you ain't never gonna get that closure. No actresses does. Not just black. Well, what we won't do, Marlo, is compare white actresses to black actresses because white actresses get paid astronomically more than black actresses do. That's a fact. That's a fact. What you mean just all actresses? We're not talking about all actresses. We're talking about black actresses. That's the point of this. We're not talking about just women in general because white women are getting paid. A lot of them are getting paid. I don't know where you're at, but they're getting paid, sweetie. The black ones are not. This right here. But yeah, she said that, you know, she said that she would not forgive Tyler Perry until Tyler Perry announces what he did that was wrong and monetarily compensates her for what she's lost. I think that's fair, but I don't think that she's ever going to get it, though. Don't think that that's ever going to happen. Might as well. But she says, just to be clear, like an apology isn't for her personally. It's for all of the black kids out there, all of her black sweet babies out there, you know, that she's fighting for. That's what she said. Is Marlo black? I don't know. I don't know if Marlo is black or not. This is a safe place for anybody that's getting but this is a safe place for anybody that has differences of opinion or a different race. But I will admit that, you know, these comments are starting to have, you know, a white underlying rhetoric to it where, you know, you deflect because you're saying this, you're writing these comments, but you said that you didn't have enough time to type the actresses' names, just 3 black actresses whose delivery has given them what they wanted. You know, the delivery that you're talking about has given them what they needed, what they wanted. And if the truth is because you can. And then you deflect and say, well, it's not about black actresses, it's about all actresses. But we're not talking about all actresses because white actresses and black actresses are not getting paid the same. White actresses are getting paid 4 to 5 to 6 times more than what a black actress is getting paid. You know, where, you know, let's say Viola Davis is getting paid $1 million. Meryl Streep is getting paid $15 million. And then Brad Pitt or Leonardo DiCaprio is getting paid $20 million or $30 million for the movie. Like, that's what I'm saying. That's where it's at. So that $1 million, I have to accept that. Oh, okay, I'm done. Y'all don't want change. Y'all want to be mad. Okay, Marlo, that's your personal opinion. That's your personal opinion. But I do definitely think at some point you really need to look inward at yourself if you are black, because I don't know if you're black or not. Or really look at what you're saying and really see the issue and the danger in the comments that you're making. Because what you're repeating is basically just respectability politics that don't work. You know, that's what it really boils down to. You're not being respectable enough. The point that you're making is like Monique's like reaction to being wronged is basically what's inhibiting her from having people to want to work with her. But my thing is that the way that she reacts may not be the best, but I'm saying the people who react the way that they should react still are not getting what they deserve either. So I'm saying if the incorrect way doesn't work and the correct way from what you said doesn't work, then what will work? I'd rather be honest and blunt about what I want and what I need than tiptoe around and still not get what I need. No, you know what I'm saying? That's what I'm saying. But anyway, she got paid $500,000, and I think the other person got paid $10 million. And I think they even want to pay her $500,000. Like it's sad. But let's move on. So for when she got to Oprah, my comments reflect reality. But you want to know what is reality? Racism. Just because it's reality doesn't make it right. Just because it's reality doesn't make it right. Just because we have white people that are leading these studios and leading these these companies who are forcing us to be quiet and be respectful while they pay us pennies on the dime doesn't make it right. So yeah, it's reflecting reality, but that's exactly what Monique is talking about, that we need to change this reality, and it will never change if everybody is just being respectful and just trying to quietly negotiate, because y'all are trying to quietly negotiate, but nothing is happening. Y'all are still in the same place. Like Taraji P. Henson has been in big blockbuster movies, critical acclaim, and she still can't get paid what she deserves. Every time she has to audition, they called her to audition. How you personally select me, but I got to audition? That don't make sense. Okay, all right. I'm checked out. But anyway, but like I said, so now we move on to Oprah Winfrey. So when it comes to Oprah Winfrey, this is what Monique had to say. Monique said to us that Oprah has tried to block everything that she wanted to be in. She said that she was originally offered The Butler. Oprah called Lee Daniels, said that she wanted the part. It was taken at that point. She ended up getting it. Monique said that that she was offered another part. And then Oprah called and said that she wanted it and took it away from her. And they gave it to Oprah. And she said that this caused her to need to have a conversation with Oprah because of the optics of how that is looking. Because it's quite strange that people are offering me the roles and trying to give it to me, and then you make a call and say that you want to take it from me. So she had to talk with her, and I guess it ended, on okay terms. And then basically at a later date, Oprah had called Monique and said that, hey, your brother said that he wants to come on to the show and apologize for molesting you and give the audience a viewpoint and a warning on where and how to spot people who are predators. And he will want to give you that apology, face to face. Monique said she wanted nothing to do with it. She had nothing to do with it. She wanted no parts. Michael, get out. And she said that, if you want to have him on the show, that's fine. But, I just don't, I don't want no parts of that. She said she had no idea that Monique invited her grandparents, her mother, her father, both of her brothers, including the brother who used to be her manager, who knew the type of fear she had towards the brother who molested her, and her sister onto the show, and brought her mother on, and everybody was dragging apparently Monique's mom. Now, I don't really think I was really locked into at this time. I think I need to go back and look at this interview. But she said that she had to, at this point, protect her mom, who she's not even cool with. And having to protect somebody that is wrong because people are walking up to you. Monique said people walked up to her and just basically told her, your mama ain't shit. And she feels like they are right, but because that's her mom and she just can't let nobody just walk up to her and disrespect her mom, she had to speak up for her mom. And she said that she wouldn't have had to do that if Oprah had warned her beforehand that her mom was going to be on the show, and she didn't. And she said if she had known that, she would have let her know, do not do that. She would have shut it down immediately. But she didn't. She wasn't told that. And she felt like that was a cross of a boundary. And I low-key think that that's the issue between... So I think the issue between Tyler Perry is... The issue between her and Tyler Perry is the whole difficult thing. And him basically spreading that around to executives. And I think that the issue between her and Oprah is the whole family thing. But I couldn't really gauge if Oprah... I guess that as well. But I guess I'm trying to understand, like, so does Monique want money from Oprah too, or just from Tyler Perry? Because Monique definitely ripped into this whole, Oprah and Taraji P. Henson thing. She said that she felt offended because Taraji P. Henson is lying for Oprah because she knows that Taraji P. Henson is, going through it. She can see the energy. She can see it a mile away, right? And she also said that, what made her different from Taraji P. Henson was the fact that she was big and black, and that people felt that she should just be grateful to be in the room. That's what they said. That's what she said, And I agree. And she brought up the fact and she backed it up with a historical reference. And she basically said that if we think about it, back in the civil rights movement, this is what happened with Rosa Parks. There was a young woman who did the same thing that Rosa Parks did at an earlier date, but she was dark-skinned, black, and they didn't think that she would be accepted by the white community. They need somebody who would be accepted by the white community. So the NAACP basically propped up Rosa Parks and not the other woman who basically did the same thing. So when that other woman got arrested, the NAACP didn't talk about it. They didn't bring it up. They didn't make her the forefront of the movement because it wouldn't have been accepted by the white community. They needed somebody who was light-skinned, docile, to basically try to get that movement going. And they picked Rosa Parks. And that makes sense because that is the truth. That's the truth. And tying it all up, Monique just wants people to take accountability. She says that she's open to conversations. She's open to loving people still. She says she still loves those people. She says that she just needs, you know, accountability to be had and compensation. And I agree. And she spoke about her children. Now, she said that her and her son have a strained relationship, her oldest son, you know, the one that, you know, she had at an early age, and the one that, you know, she basically at this point, you know, raised in the midst of her like trying to achieve success to take care of her family. So she says that the relationship is strained. Now that kind of seemed odd to me because I'm trying to understand, well, why is the relationship strained? Because I'm saying at this point, I feel like it's more deeper and it's probably something more that Monique is not talking about as far as the child. That's the issue at hand rather than you just not being there. Because I feel that like the fruits of your labor shows why you were doing what you were doing. But I feel like maybe Monique was just not that great of a person towards the son at the time. Maybe she had to learn how to be a mom, you know, because mothering is not a natural thing for everybody. You know, not everybody has a mother instinct. You know, not everybody has like a caring instinct, or I can't think of the word I'm thinking about. It's kind of late. But Monique said that her and her oldest child are not, you know, close. They're strained and they're not talking. But she says that she hopes that time can heal the wound. And if it doesn't, she just has to accept that. She says that she gave him an apology for every single thing that she did. And she said that she gave him a real apology. She made it clear that she didn't give him no bullshit apology where she said, I'm sorry if. She said that she broke it down and she wanted to know every single thing that he felt that she did so she could apologize for it. And she said that she did that, but she said it's on him to accept that apology. And hopefully in time he can. Maybe not, maybe, you know. Maternal instinct, yeah. Thank you. I was struggling, wasn't I? Hello. Wasn't I struggling? Yeah, but like, yeah, so that was the end of the interview, y'all. We are at 2 hours. I did not know it was gonna take me this long to break that down. I thought it was gonna be an hour max. I couldn't have possibly fit anything else in here. Nurturing. I could understand why Monique might have to build a tough exterior that made it difficult for her to show vulnerability. Yeah, Monique is focused on her husband, child. I agree, and let's also talk about that. I find that to me, there's Monique says that she's healed, but I think that there's still a lot of hurt and pain that she's really not really seeking, you know, really help for, because anybody could see that a husband who can allow you to say these things that she's saying is something off about that. Like you know, you were okay with her calling you her father, saying that you raised her up, you know, basically saying that like you are her everything and you helped her become a woman. And basically in return, you know, you're not saying that you helped him become a man. You're basically saying that he was everything that he needed to be, but you wasn't. And then on top of that, it's like, you know, it's almost like you're idolizing this man. I don't know. It just seemed weird. I don't like it. it comes across very weird. It comes across very just odd. And you know, Monique has a habit of saying, you know, well, hopefully, if you have a man, you know, I'm not a big fan of throwing dicks around. Shout out to Erica De Niro as a form of an insult. You know, a man is not the precipice of, you know, of existence. You know, I'm not anybody's precipice of existence. Even my boyfriend, I tell him, you know, one time he slipped up and said, I just need such and such and such and such. And I was like, no, you want such and such and such and such and such. I was like, we're not here to need one another. We're here to want one another, to add to each other's lives, not be the foundation of each other's lives. I'm not about that. So it's very odd to me, you know, that Monique is just making it seem like her foundation rests upon this man. And I'm just saying, like, I feel like your significant other should add to your life, not be the depending factor of your life. Me personally. And I personally still believe Sydney be sucking dick. I'm sorry. I personally believe Sydney sucked a few dicks in his day. You know, maybe Monique and him did it together. I don't know. Monique, what you will not do is play in our face about that man's sexuality. We can see it a mile away. Your man look like he liked to get his butt ate. I'm just gonna be real about it. Monique said that she like eating butt, so I'm not surprised. She said that she's okay with that. Monique said that she's a nasty freak in the bedroom. She has made comedy specials about her eating ass. So I'm not surprised that she ended up with a man who probably liked to throw his legs back, allegedly. And that's just me. I don't really know Sydney personally. You know, I would hope that he has all good intentions with Monique. If he does not, you know, it is what it is. Monique is grown. She makes her own decisions. She sounds like she got her mind made up. But I would hope that if Monique did have a focus, it would be on trying to better the relationship with her child. I will hope that that has been a main focus of hers, and just you giving a one apology and just thinking that that's going to absolve all of the hurt and pain with no effort. Therefore, after, I hope that's not what you're doing. It sounds like that, and I would really hate for that to be, you know, Sydney Sundays on Sundays. That's what it sounds like. But yeah, it's giving Al Reynolds. I think so too. All right, y'all. Oh, child. It has been, from my vantage point, 2 hours and 7 minutes, y'all. I am working on trying to do more pre-recorded content, like to get me in the algorithm more and to help me make videos easier. Cause every video can't be. I have to make videos for people who are not able to watch a whole 2 hour live. So I need to be able to also make videos for them too. So I'm trying to think about maybe doing like a weekly live and then do pre-recorded content that will, you know, that will premiere, that can like kind of live stream. I'm thinking about that. But y'all, believe it or not, all of this breakdown came from my memory. I literally watched this interview about an hour or so before I came on here. That's what took me so long to get on, because I was trying to make sure in my mind I mentally had everything saved. Like, so yeah, I did. I this is all memory, bruh. Yeah, I did that. Yeah. No paper here. You hear that? No paper. Period. No paper. All of that come from the memory bank, baby. Listen. Break these into shorts. I'm asking about Jasmine breaking these into shorts. I would need y'all to help me with the timestamps. But y'all said I have asked multiple times for y'all to help me with the timestamps, but nobody want to help me with the timestamps. I need help with the timestamps. I can't do it all by myself. I need help. Okay, I need help. I need help. I need somebody to do these timestamps after the video. Somebody. Because I cannot do it by I can't make the thumbnail, make the video, do these 2-hour lives, collect all the information. So where, like I'm saying, make the community the community post, you know, try to make something funny for y'all to listen to so y'all can come here and listen to me talk shit. You know, then I gotta go to work, take care of my dog, go to the gym. If somebody could just take the timestamps off my hands, it would be highly appreciated. But I ain't paying. But like, look, if Monique don't want to work for free, y'all ain't got to work for free either, and I ain't forcing you to. Okay, y'all ain't got to do it. But I'm just saying that it might be easier for me to do, pre-recorded content and then a weekly live, probably on the weekends. Okay, that makes sense to me. Okay. So like I know that y'all know how y'all want it, but I'm saying we also have to think about other people who just cannot watch a whole 2-hour live. Like nobody, like it's some of y'all who watched this for 2 hours straight. Some of y'all who've been here for 2 hours. But for those of us who are after this video wraps, they're not gonna watch this for 2 hours. They're not gonna do that. They're gonna watch it for 20 minutes and then they're gonna tune out. Or 28 minutes tops, and they're gonna tune out. That's how it goes. So I have to, at this point, I have to start thinking about, like, trying to also make content for them as well. You got to remind us about Nay Benji. I've been reminding y'all almost every damn video about these timestamps. Y'all still ain't did it. Y'all still have not done it. What you won't do is act like I have not brought this up before. I've definitely asked y'all about these timestamps about 3 to 4 times. Nobody gave it to me, so I gave up. At this point, y'all ain't gonna give me no timestamps. I wish I was one of those content creators where people just put the timestamps in the comments just for the sake of it, just because they just for them, just for other people who just want to come across the video, But yeah, like I said, I want all of you guys to know that you guys are loved. Can you move, please, Michael? I want all of you guys to know that you guys are loved, that you guys are meant to be here, that you guys have a purpose. And if nobody ever told y'all, you guys are loved. And if nobody told you today, I love you. And most importantly, I want y'all to love yourself. Because when you don't love yourself, you will throw your friend by the wayside to achieve fame and happiness, and then lose it all when one of your actors on one of your television shows lie about an assault by 2 Trump supporters. So then you have to crawl back to the friend that you dogged out to hope to try to establish an explosive start again to your success. See, that's what happens when you don't love yourself, right? But let's love ourselves so we ain't got to go through that. Okay? All right. So I love every single one of y'all. I hope you guys have a beautiful, beautiful rest of y'all night. I plan on doing the same, okay? And you guys rest well, drink water, and I may or may not see y'all tomorrow, but y'all will be seeing me again later this week. And you guys have a beautiful, beautiful rest of y'all day. And I plan on doing the same. Okay, y'all? Peace.